everybody, and welcome to part number 2 of my series Different Styles of Ska Dance. Like I said before, we're gonna be exploring different eras of ska through dance. Last time we talked about the earliest way that I have identified when it comes to dancing ska. Now I'm gonna talk to you about SKA A-GO-GO. And I have called it SKA A-GO-GO basically because the time it was created on, how it was created, and basically because I really cannot find another name to refer to. It's also related to the traditional part of dancing ska. But I would say in the dance form is closer to mento and calypso. Contrary to what we saw in Jamaican skanking, which was closer to the dancing part of the swing, jazz, and doo-wop, which is another big element of ska. This dance style was popularized and perpetuated for decades through the 60s documentary This Is Ska.
Yes, this is ska. Original and indigenous.
That we all have seen online. This documentary is basically the institutionalization of dance. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Bowing forward with a straight back and a slight bend in both knees.
It influenced completely the way that nowadays we dance to ska. Back in the time, ska was something new. It wanted its own identity and it didn't really exist official dancing. When they created a video with the dance move explained step by step, what they did was to turn it into a norm. There's always been white people dancing, but basically this documentary, what it's doing, it's selling it to white people in a more commercial way. If it's right, if it's wrong, that is not my problem, and I'm not gonna get into those details because that documentary specifically has influenced so much that is nowadays the base where most people get inspired to project their dancing. If you take those basic steppings and you make it your own, you can project your dancing very beautifully and with a lot of personality. In the 60s, most dances were compressed and they will reduce them to turning it into a dance craze, which is basically a trend in the dance. Compressed into a dance style a-go-go. Easy to follow so anybody could dance it.
Rowing. A similar action to rowing a boat.
There's a lot of songs in the 60s that inside the lyrics they were giving you the instructions on how to dance to the music. And that's why we have songs like this, so popular.
Now, bow your heads. Swing your arms.
It's not the original style of dancing ska. It's one of the many styles. It was a dance that never really institutionalized itself, probably until this moment. And yes, I understand, not everybody does this. I totally understand it. But we have to be honest and recognize that we see these moves in almost all styles of ska dancing. And this documentary inspired so many people to do the same documentary in different eras and languages.
Lalu lipat siku tangan kanan ke depan, ayunkan kaki dan tangan mengikuti irama.
Quatro passos básicos para o ska. Uma leve inclinada em todas as batidas da música.
Who dances like that nowadays? I will say anybody who is into a lot of the traditional ska part of music. Also, almost everybody who saw the documentary on YouTube, or somebody who saw somebody else doing it and they're imitating somebody else. But that's probably the most popular style that I see. The second most popular for me will be the two-tone ska, which we'll be talking about on the next video. Anyways guys, this has been all for today. There's not a lot of information that I can find out there, but whatever I can find, I bring it to you. Sometimes what I bring you is very subjective because it's mostly observations that I have. Nothing is the written truth on stone. It's just things that make absolute sense. I am always open to opinions and more information, only if you do it with logic and common sense. Next week I will be talking one of my least favorite eras, which is the two-tone. I will be exploring it from the point of view of the dance. And please remember, I will be posting one video in English and one video in Spanish. I will be alternating the weeks, and also in between I will drop some just regular dance videos. Check the song that is being played in this video on the description box, along with my social media and more links to my work. And remember, every time I talk about how to dance something, I always tell you at the end, the proper way to do something is how for you feels the most fun.